Hi Libra, welcome to your Q1 tarot reading with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. I just want to say a massive thank you so much for continuing to be a part of Radiant Reality. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. And if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves ya. With that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's get straight into it. So I'm going to give the decks a shuffle so that we're ready to go, and I'm going to get straight into it. All right, so that's your Human Design Oracle deck, and this is your separated majors, and then your bulk deck. All right, so let's see what Q1, January, February, and March have in store for you. So your triplet, you've got the Hanged Man with the Sun card and the Three of Pentacles. All right, very interesting set of cards, right? So first of all, what I want to say to you is this triplet, this first quarter of the year, the greatest thing that I can emphasize to you is you want to take this at a pace, right? Slow and steady. And what I want you to do is approach all of this with a really powerful sense of optimism, but the kind of optimism that I want you to approach this with a really powerful sense of calm, but the kind of calm that comes from having a genuinely rooted sense of optimism, right? You've got the Sun card in the center of this. Whatever challenges there are over the next 3 months, not only will you be able to overcome them, but the chances are they will pass quickly, or they won't be anywhere near as bad as they could have been. That's the first thing. The second, Sun card with the Three of Pentacles, that's highlighting and illuminating the right collaborative efforts that are going to get you to move forward. You've got the Hanged Man with the Sun card, which is a really powerful, spiritually aligned and illuminating energy. And so this next 3 months, you're being invited to really cultivate a spirit of optimism and to find your calm. How you approach this next 3 months is going to set the baseline for the rest of your year, right? That Hanged Man card is about you really reassessing and reevaluating everything that you already have to be grateful for. And then with the Three of Pentacles, to say you have all of the building blocks that you need, you just need to start focusing on putting them together. The other thing with the Hanged Man, you're being encouraged, especially over the course of this 3 months, you're being asked to really think about where you can release or to let go of this idea that you have to be all things to all people at any given moment. All right, you're phasing that out now so that you can start to find what and who is going to give back to you in like a in like a reciprocal way. So in terms of January, you've got the Hermit card. So you've got to take it back to basics, right, Libra? You've got to strip it back. What are you doing too much of? What are you overdoing? What are you oversharing with? What are you like? And it's not to say like, you know, when I say oversharing with, like, are you giving too much of yourself is what I mean. It's not like, oh, did you say the wrong thing to your friend? I don't mean it like that. What I mean is like where you've been overextending yourself. You need to think about that. And this is a month that's asking you to really strip it back. Now, if you've been with me long enough, you know that when the Hermit shows up, the High Priestess, your intuition, has a message for you. And so this is really about understanding the knowledge, the wisdom, the information that is available to you, but also about trusting that inner wisdom to speak. For February, you have the Emperor card, right? So this is a month of establishing and making real all of the ideas that you have for your future, right? February is going to be a really powerful month that asks you to get really serious about the building blocks, right? About how you're putting your personal Lego pieces together, if you like. So get really acquainted with that. I also want you to start thinking about how you are building what you're building. Do you have a solid foundation, or is it just that you're throwing things together and hoping that something sticks? This is a time to be really honest with yourself about the efforts that you either are or are not taking, and also to start clearly defining the lines and the plans that you have for whatever it is that you're trying to build or to support. Okay, and then finally, when it comes to your when it comes to March, you've got the Fool card, right? So this is the reset button. As you already know, if you've seen your life path overview videos, you know, you'll know that the month of March is just absolutely ram-packed astrologically. This is a point where things reboot. It's a point at which things really start to shift for you in like a really powerful or potentially aligned way. The Fool card is a new beginning. It's a new beginning. It's a fresh start. It's a do-over in some way, which is one of the reasons that I love this card. But it's also the emanation of all that is. And so March has the potential to really shoot you out into a brand new life. Like if you started this year and you thought, okay, I thought 2025 was going to be a really good year, and now all of a sudden it's not. By the time you get to March, you will be seeing things very differently, but you've got work to do prior to that, right? You can't just sit around and wait for March to show up and be like, okay, now everything's going to get good. You've got prep that needs to be done. You've got work that needs to be done. You've got plans that need to be executed. But I love the Fool. The fact that you have it for March as well is very auspicious. So I'm totally in for that, because it means that you're effectively, like, whatever you're doing, it kind of says that you're seeing it happen, right? Like, and whatever events take place, even with the stars and the sky, etc., it's going to be a time where things really start to elevate for you. Now, for your actions and options, you've got the Four of Pentacles. So this next quarter, this next 3 months of the year is really about focused, steady, disciplined effort. It's also about digging in on what is working, doubling down on what is working. And I don't mean like, oh, well, this is working, so I'll just keep doing it. How can you 2x that? Right? So like if this were me that I was reading for myself, the question would be, okay, so you put out, let's say, I don't know how many it is, but let's say you put out 24 videos a month, Raf. How can you make it 48? Right? That's what I'm saying here. It's not enough just to look at what's working and say, oh, I'll just keep doing that. You have to go at it. Like, this is the time where you have to go hard, all right? You don't burn yourself out. You don't do yourself any injuries, but this is the time where you need to go hard. When it comes to the options that are available to you, there's a chance for you to build a solid foundation over this first 3 months of the year. Take it. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Two of Pentacles. You got to get your budgets right. You get your budgets, your finances, your money. You got to have the right conversations. Speak to a financial advisor if you have to. Speak to a financially savvy friend or family member if you can't afford a financial advisor. What I would also say here as well is wherever you've been too kind of self-sacrificing, or you've been giving or doing too much, now is the time for you to start thinking about how you peel that back. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, wherever there have been problems with the money or the finances for your studies, this is where they will come good. When it comes to, but it will require effort on your part, right? You're going to have to show up. If you're going for a scholarship of some sort as well, absolutely no problems with that. I think it will evolve really, really wonderfully for you. I just think that you will have to show up, right? You'll have to really do the work, as it were. Now, when it comes to those of you that are employed by somebody else, you're going to be juggling multiple projects over this next over this next 3 months. And one of the things that I want you to file in your back pocket, if these things that you've been asked to juggle as an employee all pay off, you need to have that convert directly into a pay rise. And if it doesn't, you need to have serious conversations with your boss. When it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, you got to get your budget right. Something about the way that you're using your funds or your money is not quite where it needs to be. With the sun in all of this though, the message is like, as long as you do your work around creating a better budget, the budget will work, right? Will have all of the results that you're hoping to have sort of unfold from or because of it. And then finally, if you are retired and no longer working, this may actually be where you start to look at what finances you're going to need moving forward, especially as it relates to goals that you have around travel, or even potentially, for some of you, this might be conversations that you're having to have with children to say, like, you know, you've been leaning on, you know, the bank of mum and dad for a bit too long or a bit too much recently, and unfortunately we're going to have to tighten the purse strings. So, you know, this is getting that kind of thing in check as well. When it comes to your love and relations, you've got the Temperance card. So I love this because it's bringing a sense of healing to the relationship. It's like your partnership and relationship really starting to come into a greater sense of alignment, and also your relationship also moving into a space of healing where, you know, the relationship is more of a sanctuary from the world as opposed to another thing that's hostile in the world. For those of you that are single, it's likely to be either someone that's in like the medical profession, you know, someone that's maybe a therapist, a counselor, or a healer, etc., that you might be meeting and connecting with. So that could be really nice. One of the things that I will say to you with this though, is if that's the case, maybe highlight to them that, you know, you don't expect them to be your on-hand counselor or therapist as well, because and it's really important for people that do that kind of work. They kind of sometimes end up inadvertently being pushed into that role, and you can't be both, right? You can't be. You can either be somebody's partner or you can be their support system. You know, as a counselor, as a therapist, as a healer, as a doctor, as a nurse. It's very rare that you can do both and the relationship doesn't suffer. Now, before we get into your money, I just want to say you can book a personal tarot reading, which is a personal video. So just like on YouTube, only more focused, more in-depth, and focused on your 3 personal questions that you can ask. So if you want to get one of those, link in the description box below. This, look at this, right? You've got the 9 of Cups. Your financial outlook and monetary sort of, you know, experience over the next 3 months is absolutely like your wishes will be fulfilled. I'm not going to sit here and say like you'll be a millionaire by the end of Q3, by the end of Q1, should I say, like by the month 3. It's not going to be that. But what I can tell you, your immediate goals and wishes when it comes to your finances are absolutely showing up for you. You're going to feel a lot more peace. By the time we get to the end of the quarter, you'll feel a lot more peace in your heart and your experience around your resources and your money. Excuse me. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the 9 of Cups literally represents healing. You've got this with the Temperance card, which does make me wonder if you or a partner, if you have one, someone's health will have a dip over this next 3 months, but you will find the right healer for whatever the ailment or the problem is. You've got the Sun card, which means it will pass quickly, and it's possible that maybe some of the self-sacrificing energy that comes in is because you need to support somebody because of their health, or maybe someone's returning that self-sacrificing energy to you as you nurse your health. Finally, when it comes to your home and environment, whatever you have hoped or wished for on the home front that you've been trying to work towards for some time, you will see it start to take shape by the end of Q1. Your final, no, I didn't shuffle those. Your final message for, I only know that because that card on top was the one that came out for the last sign, or maybe I did, no I did, I'm sure I shuffled all 3 decks. Anyway, Okay, fine. The cards have spoken and they have a message to give you. And that is the Gate 3 and Begin. This is uncanny because I literally just shuffled the deck again and the same card has come out. So I'm like, okay, fine. I mean, it happens from time to time. You know, sometimes the cards are insistent. I did shuffle the deck as well. And I think what confused me is because this is the same card that came out for the previous signs reading. All right, I've only got one Human Design Oracle deck. So the message behind this card is, you see how the acorn is sprouting. The message behind this is twofold. One, whatever has a massive result usually has a very humble beginning, and sometimes whatever has a difficult birth goes on to be incredible, right? So this Q1, maybe it has some challenges that need to be overcome. Maybe there are some things that you're working over on and through. And yet the message behind all of this is to say, you are heading in the right direction. There are new beginnings that are shaping up for you at this moment in time. Right, that really are going to see you by the end of Q1. As I say, you will be living closer to the experience that you feel like you want and deserve than you currently are. All right, so you're really at the precipice. There are good things coming. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a great Q1. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.